everyone. It's Lisa. I'm live here at Anchor Point, and I thought it would just be fun to hang out a little bit this afternoon and do a trunk show from one of my friends, Annette Plog, and her new book that's coming out, and that will be in March. And it is right here in front of me. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we will go through that. But before I get into Annette and her cool quilts and her book, just wanted me to do a couple little announcements because I know a lot of you are still waiting for some orders. So here's what we got. This is the newest, latest scoop from Primitive Gatherings and our shipping conundrum. The encyclopedias. We had a couple come in, but yet the remainder of them are not scheduled to ship until like the 22nd of February. So if you're waiting for them, and 200 of you are. So I know that we have 200 orders sitting back there just waiting for this book. And as much as I'd like to just ship you your order and then ship the book separate, this is a big book. So we've already, done that shipping thing, but I think we're going to sneak a few little prizes in there for you for patiently waiting for that order. Then the next thing up is American Gatherings. I believe has landed in Moda. They need to wrap the bolts and do all that kind of stuff there. So we're looking to get that by us, maybe the end of next week. And then I know that the pre-cuts are delayed on those a little bit. So just be aware that once we get the Moda fabric in, we need to make the kits. So we're looking again at the end of February for American Gathering stuff to get to you. And our Stitch Along American Quilters will start in March. So hopefully we'll probably start without you getting your fat quarter tower, but it'll be soon after that. So I don't want to push that too far off into the summer. So we will do, maybe in that to catch up, maybe we'll do 1 or 2 blocks a week because it's 20 blocks in the quilt. And you know how super excited I am about the American Quilter Stitch Along. The summer block of the week, freebie, finishing kits, the fabric has arrived. So Jess said, give us a couple of weeks to get those out, and we are just happy that the fabric has come in now, and we are able to ship those out again by the end of the month. And we say the end of the month because we're probably going to get it to you a little sooner, but then you're pleasantly surprised if you get it sooner than if I say, oh, you're going to get it next week, and then it doesn't come for 2 weeks. So that's kind of how we work. I'd rather have you be surprised that it came earlier than what I said. And then the last 2 things, the Juki parts, we're still waiting for them, and a couple Jukis yet. So please be patient. We're still waiting for those to come in. And I know I would be waiting for that machine like soon. They're coming soon. All the tins, if you ordered a secret tin, small, medium, or large, those have all been shipped, and our January wool subscription boxes have all gone out, and people are already getting them, and they are super stoked about them. I read lots of comments that they love the ongoing projects that I put in there, so that makes me feel good about all of that. So look for your box to come soon. So those are all the announcements that Jess has for you. If you do have any other questions, Jessica is in the group today, so she can answer some of those for you. And any of the other questions that come up during our live today when we talk about Annette's quilts. Kaylee is with me today. Do you have anything?
Nope. Hello, everybody.
Yep. So Kaylee is here. We do have one little snafu. We just found out that our microphone doesn't work again, but we know the reason now. So now that we know the reason, we will fix it, and the next time we go live, I will be mic'd beautifully instead of in this echoey room. So StreamYard has helped Kaylee figure out what our problem is. We have all these external mics and wireless ones, but then everything doesn't always play nice together. So it's all that little techie stuff that is way beyond my pay grade, but Kaylee has figured it out, and next time we will be perfect. All right? So what is the reason why we are just on YouTube now, Kaylee, and not in the group?
So funneling everyone through YouTube is going to maximize our viewers and our view hours on YouTube, which is only going to benefit us financially. Therefore, that will directly benefit our viewers because that's going to bring you higher quality and better content. And this is a great opportunity for you to get more out of us.
Right. Yeah. Because if we make a little bit of money, we can invest in our equipment. We can invest in wanting to do videos more. The more, if we get a little bit of money, and trust me, it's little. It's not a lot. I mean, maybe once we get some more viewers up there and more subscribers, it'll be a little bit more. But right now, it's you couldn't make a car payment on it, right?
It's like an equipment fund for video.
Everything that we make, we give to Kaylee to spend on equipment for us and lighting and all that stuff coming up. So that's a little bit on the technical side of our videos. And we like to share that with you. We like to be transparent. We like to let you know what's going on. All right. So is it time to start the trunk show? The book is coming out, like I said, next March, and it is Annette's book. It is called Time Honored Traditions. And what it does, what I love about it is it replicates the antique quilts. And I just want to read to you the back of the book because I can't say this any better, and you get a really good idea of what the book is all about. It says, love the look of reproduction quilts, but wonder why some look as though they stepped right out of the 19th century, while others do not? Remaking vintage quilts is a cinch when you know all the secrets. Follow Annette Plog's lead as she teaches you to make scrappy reproductions that look like the antique quilts that inspired them. With plenty of detailed photography and facts about fabric, Annette covers everything from authentic color combinations to building a fabric stash that includes all the perfect colors and prints, plus tips and tricks for making all of your quilts sparkle. With your curated fabric stash, you'll be able to fast forward to cutting and stitching any project anytime, including these 13 featured quilts in the book. So I can't say that any better than that. The Martingale staff is awesome at taking an author's perspective and writing it down. And that's why the Martingale books, I believe, are the best quilting books on the market. So I was honored that the Martingale staff sent me all of Annette's quilts before they go home to her so I could feature this little trunk show for you and help another fabric designer and author. I said fabric designer because Annette's new fabric line is coming out in May, and this is going to be her first line. It's going to be a Wyndham fabric line, and I believe it is called Petite Perennials. I didn't want to mess that up, but look for that in May in stores. So that's super exciting, Annette. I am so happy for you. I remember what it's like to get your first fabric line in your hands, and it's super exciting. So I wish you the best of luck with your fabric line, and I hope that maybe you're watching today, and maybe you can say hi to the group, and maybe they can chat with you a little bit. And I think Annette is from Texas. I know she's very good friends with Betsy Chichin, and I met her at Quilt Market, and we've done a stitch along together, and we just like hanging out. We love the same things. A lot of my fabric that I design is recreated from my antique quilts, and that's what Annette is doing here as well. So we're kind of like sisters in that we love the traditional old quilts. All right, Kaylee, should we start?
Yeah.
All right, so Kaylee, I think, has put the name of every quilt in the screen when I show them, and the size. So that gives you kind of an idea of everything about the quilt, because I don't know a lot of stuff about everything because these are Annette's, but we're just going to show you them.
You want to start from the bottom?
Start from the bottom?
Work your way up. That's the first one.
Oh, this is not the first one.
I forgot to flip the pile, so flip it right over.
Flip it. Okay. Sorry about that.
I'm not going to do all the work for you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Good.
All right. So this first one is blues, scrappy blues and creams. What is the name of this one, Kate?
That one is Indigo Puzzle Box.
Indigo Puzzle Box.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming that these are either recreated quilts from stitch-alongs or block exchanges and stuff like that. I remember reading a little bit about that in Annette's book when I was flipping through. But these are about 12-inch blocks. Nice, easy patchwork here.
The finished size on that is 76 by 92.
Okay, so a nice big quilt. So these quilts, even though they're not like 100 by 100, I still put these on my king size bed. And remember, it doesn't have to fit the whole bed. I always have an under quilt that I feature the quilt on, and sometimes you can fold it and just put it at the edge of the bed as well that way too. So don't think that every quilt that you have on your bed has to be huge. I gotta remember these aren't my quilts, so I have to take better care of them than mine. All right, so this is a little block that I actually designed for Annette to do for a little stitch along on a blog post that she did. And what is this one called, Kaylee?
That one is Garden Patch Table Topper.
All right.
It's 20 by 32.
And she used my fabrics in here as well. So like I said, all my fabrics come from my antique quilts. And that helps you create the look of an old quilt. So look for those vintage inspired fabrics. All right. Queen's Cross. Oh, she has the names of them all right here on the back. Look at, she has beautiful, beautiful labels on her quilts. I could probably take a lesson from her. Keely's like, why don't you do this? Well, we tried. Come on in.
Come on in.
We have a visitor.
We're filming.
Yeah, we're filming.
Just in time.
At least you didn't ring the big doorbell.
All right, so Queen's Cross is 23 by 29.
Yes. Y'all know Darcy. Put your stuff down. You can help. Okay. This is beautiful. This is cheddar and black. Very fallish. I love it. And again, when you have all these printed fabrics, you don't have to go crazy with an elaborate quilting design. Annette has just a crosshatch on this, and you can easily do this on your own sewing machine. And I do that. I do a lot of crosshatching with a hair marker. If you don't know what a hair marker is, it will score your fabric, and then you just follow the lines of your hair marker, and you don't have to mark it. So, hey, Darce. Hey. We're going out for tacos tonight. But sit down here for a minute. Okay. All right. So Darcy is coming over. We're going to stitch a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I didn't really say what time. I should have probably told you I was going to do a video, but
Oh, my God.
it's okay, right?
Well, hello.
We're all happy to see you.
Right. So I've been kind of traveling the last couple weeks, and I'm home now, and I feel like I got my crap organized, and I'm ready to go. But what we're doing today is we're doing a trunk show on Annette Plog. This is her first book.
Wow.
And she's got a fabric line coming out too. So Martingale, you know Martingale. Cool,
Oh, yeah.
Cool people at Martingale. They let me have her trunk show.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I'm showing everybody the quilts.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention this. So I love talking about new people, supporting people. So Annette's book is going to be on our website. It's a pre-order, so it doesn't come till next month. And it's going to be there under new items under Live with Lisa. And also as a little bonus, because you can't just have this book, you need some fabric too. So Kaylee is going to show our fabric here. And we're going to offer the book with 12 fat quarters for $30.
You want to fix them?
She said, do you want to fix them? So here's your 12 fat quarters. And we picked a scrappy selection to go like with Annette's quilts in the book.
Isn't that pretty?
What's that?
It's pretty.
It is pretty. These are gorgeous. They might not get these back, right? Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Right. So these 12 fat quarters for $30. And when you buy the book and the fat quarters together, nice price. I think it's like $50. So we give you a couple dollars off the book, and it's like getting 2 fat quarters free. Or if you want more fabrics, we did 24 fat ace for the same price, the $30. So you can pick whatever you want. Okay, kind of a cool deal, right? And fat ace, if you forgot, 9 by 22, 18 by 22 on the fat quarters. I know we have a lot of new people, so I forget to say some of those things about the specifics. Not everybody knows everything I know.
Right.
Right? I've been doing this for 25 years. I tell them it's not fair if you know everything I know right away.
Right.
Okay, so back to the trunk show. I got all my notes covered. I don't need that anymore. All right, you want to help me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is called Fly Away Home. All right, look at that, scrappy. Are we good here? You want us to come a little closer?
That's good.
So nice little blocks, 1, 2, 3, 3 inches, I would say.
It's 32 by 37.
Yes, all set on point. So that's why you have the setting triangles and corners. So this is probably the way it goes. But look at all those beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Yeah, right? The little pill, we used to call that the pill fabric.
Totally.
Yeah. So a lot of madder browns and some bubblegum pinks and the blues, the indigos. Yeah. Hey Jess, do we still have our Civil War Club on in our store? I don't know if we do or not. But if we do, Jess can throw you a link where I think she can explain that, but you get like so many fabrics a month to build your stash. I say collection, but so many people call it a stash that, oh, look at how beautiful this is. All right, the tag's way down there. So Kaylee, tell us the name of this
That one is Attic Stairs, and it's a 59 by 77 finish.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So I would say about 2-inch half square triangles, not too big, beautifully quilted. And I love the thread color that they use, so you can barely see the thread color. And I like it when when the quilting isn't like so in your face. So I think they picked a great color to stitch this in. A lot of people will always try to match the cream, where sometimes they think you need to go more of a medium so it doesn't show up so much when you look at it. So beautiful, beautiful.
You always said to me, ain't nobody too good for a 9-patch.
Ain't nobody too good for a 9-patch. That's my saying, right? And this is a 9-patch variation, but it's still a 9-patch, right? I think if you had to pick one block that you never get tired of, it's a 9-patch.
I believe that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, man.
Okay, the name of this one is by you, Darce.
Ooh, I love this. Calico baskets.
All right, so a little pieced basket,
Very
little
nice.
applique on the handle. I love how short they made that. Sometimes you see them and they're wider. I like
Right.
how short this one is. Beautiful, kind of mushy fabrics in this one.
Yeah.
A lot of mediums.
I like the stripes in between block too.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people are afraid to use stripes, but this is a prime example on how beautiful they look when you do use them. Be brave. Don't worry about stripes. Don't worry about if I can't even find one. She's so perfect. This is sometimes I'll get a little wonky one, and I don't care. It is what it is.
I don't see any either.
Because I think when I cut, I stack 4 or 5 fabrics or 6, and then I get a little wonky one somewhere. Let's show the back so they can see. This has a print on the back, just straight line. It's a grid. So it's about 1.5 inch grid on this one. Very nice. Martingale must cringe when they get my quilts. I probably maybe 1 out of 12 will have a label. All right.
Already.
Chintz Foursquare. Wow, look at that. So chintz was very, very popular back, I think even pre-Civil War, more like 1840s, if I remember correctly. And all these, I can tell she used all those funky prints from that era in this quilt. Kind of like the bigger prints in the fabric lines. And I love how the mushiness, how it doesn't matter, but like those 9 patches just kind of like mush into that. So she did a great job of recreating probably an antique quilt with this chintz in it.
And I think too, like reading the book, she goes into detail on the history of fabrics, and I think
that's a great point, Kaylee. Like, I don't want to give away all her secrets. I'm just, for the most part, I'm opening these for the first time right now. Like, we literally just pulled them out of the bag. I haven't spent a lot of time with them. I wanted to like see them for the first time. I didn't want. Oh yeah, did you see this back?
I know, it's really pretty.
I didn't want to like spend a lot of time with them. I wanted to like give you my first reaction when I seen them. But I did kind of look at the book. So ooh. Brown. We all love brown, right? Brown is just so homey and warm. This is the T block.
That one's called T for 2.
T for 2. So a ton of, every block has a different brown in it, I believe. I don't see any repeats. I know my fabric collection has a ton of brown in it. Now I just want to point out a couple things because you're going to see this in an antique quilt. So they didn't have enough fabric to finish, so they just used a fabric that looked close enough. So I think what Annette's doing there is trying to replicate those nuances of not having enough fabric, making do. Same one over there with the triple 3 T's and then 1 T is different. How fun is that? So when we build our quilts today, kind of keep that in mind that, you know, if you run out of fabric, just make do. Don't like stress so much about it. Oh, I can't find this fabric. I can't, whatever. You know what? At the end of the day, this is the fun stuff we looked for, 100 and some years after this quilt was made. Not, oh, look at this one. All the fabrics are perfect and they match. No, we like to find
the character,
the weirdness, the different one, the elephant, not how perfect they all are. Again, yes. Okay, the label on this one is called Prussian Blue Stars. Look at that fabric. That is beautiful. Again, these funky ones from early 1800s. This is beautiful. Yep, there's the stripe as the sashing. I love the border. It looks like dahlias. I am doing a flower course right now.
Ooh, no.
Yeah. I'm taking a workshop on flower everything, from planning to everything. It's intense, but it's fun. So yeah, getting back to this beautiful, beautiful quilt. So she's got like a toile in the background. I think that's how you say that. All shades of blue. Nice little wall quilt, like for a dining room. But don't think that when you see a quilt in a book and it's only one size, that's the size that you have to make that. You can just make more blocks. You all know that the best thing about quilt making is that we can do whatever we want, how we want it. Wow. This, I think, is my favorite in the book.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Anybody know? All the colors.
Yeah.
All the scraps.
I like this being another geometric, like another stripey one.
Yeah. So Dar says she likes the stripy geometric sashing fabric. All on the diagonal. These little 4 patches make awesome leader and ender projects. I can't wait to show you Nick's leader and ender from when he was sewing upstairs when I was gone.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's like massive thread. I'm like, oh, I should have gave you some squares to sew together. But yes, this is a beautiful, this is my favorite in the book. I love the little tiny 4 patches. I love all the different colors.
Piece back, I'm showing that.
Piece back. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is what they did too. Back in the day, is we made do with our fabric and we just made the back work. Beautiful purple, dusty purple this is.
Yeah.
I hope that shows up good on the camera, how dusty. And the purple is almost neutral, don't you think?
Yeah.
It doesn't scream purple.
No.
It blends. There's like enough color in it to blend all the other colors.
And not too much print. It's just the right amount.
Yeah, it's not competing. It's not like too bold of a print to compete with all the little ones.
Oh, that's great.
What is the name of this one again?
Hopscotch?
Hopscotch. Yeah, I like this one.
I might be
Beautiful.
I might be.
I might be a leader in entering this one.
I don't even know what a leader and ender is.
Okay,
I hear that term
so
all the
leader
time.
and ender. This is good. This is
I
why
know.
we
I
do
don't
this.
know what that
All right.
means.
Sit down.
Okay.
So a leader and ender is like, do you know when you start sewing and sometimes you run that little piece of scrap too,
Yes.
right? So and it's to keep your needle
Yes.
from unthreading.
Yeah.
So instead of using a scrap fabric, you put like 2 squares in. And then you sew your stuff. And then when you're ending or you need to cut your thread, you put another 2 squares in.
Oh, okay.
So then as you're leadering and endering, you're making something and not wasting the thread and not wasting your
I've
time.
heard that term over and over, and I thought
Well,
eventually I'm going to ask
okay.
Lisa.
Right, and this is perfect because, you know, when we're all together and we're all talking, and instead of going, I love that on camera, you said, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I love that when people admit that they don't have a clue,
Yeah.
right? I do that all the time. I'm
Well, you
not
should
afraid.
spend more time with me.
I'm not afraid to say, like, because right now I'm building, right?
Right.
I'm building this thing, and they'll be like talking. I'm like, okay, wait, stop. What is that? And what are you
Right.
talking about?
Right.
What? And they're like, and they're happy to talk about it and to tell me. So don't be afraid to ask somebody what they're talking about.
How are you going to learn?
Yes,
Right.
right. Because I mean, and this came up the other day when I was stitching with my sister, and I'm like, hey, you know, blah, 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 do this, do that. And she's like, I'm like, do you know what I just said? And she goes, no. I'm like, then why did you say yes?
Right.
I'm like, tell me you don't understand, and I'll back up and I'll slow down and I will assume you don't know what I'm talking about, and then you explain things a little bit better. But you don't know.
You don't know what somebody knows.
Right. And just because you're not 20 doesn't mean you know everything.
I skipped that leader and ender chapter.
No, that's awesome. Thank you for
Yeah.
thanks for, you know, because people don't know.
Yeah.
And it's cool that we say, hey, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say, hey, I made it. How many years of quilting have you been quilting?
Oh my gosh. I made my first quilt in 4th grade.
Okay, so Darcy's been quilting forever. You should bring your nylon quilt one of those days. You should tell that story.
We didn't have supplies when I was a kid, so I just took old clothes and cut it up, and I just figured it out. But I didn't even know what do you put inside of a quilt, and I didn't have any batting. So I took all my mom's used nylons and cut the elastic off the top and laid them down and sewed really big stitches in. And I have the quilt. It's like a.
They're gonna want to see it.
It's a big keepsake for me, and I have shown it a couple times. I showed it at Guild one time,
Yeah.
and everybody got a good joke and laugh out of it. But I have it. I have it displayed in my house. It's about that big.
And you made it. How old were you?
4th grade.
4th grade.
And
It's
just-
really lumpy and bumpy.
Oh,
isn't
it's
it?
terrible. But I just, it's something I always have.
No.
It's just,
And I just think it's awesome that you still have it, because I would have threw it away.
Oh no.
I'd be like, no evidence of where I came from.
No, 4th grade. I still think for 4th grade and not being. I mean, nobody could show me how to do it.
Right.
So I just figured it out.
Okay.
So I missed the leader and enders.
We'll forgive you. You've been doing this for a while. Okay, this beauty,
That's foxtrot.
foxtrot. Okay, yeah, that's the block.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep. So half square triangles, you all know I love half square triangles. That's, I think, a cat's cradle block right there. But together, I think it makes the foxtrot block. But all half square triangles, something like this, I would definitely use triangle paper because not only do you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, you have them all in here. So you're going to make more for those outer, that beautiful outer border as well. And if you notice, every one of them is perfect. And you can achieve that in one of two ways. You can do that by using the triangle paper, which I think is the most efficient way, the method of doing that. Or you can make this triangle bigger and then trim all 4 sides down, which to me is a pain in the butt and it takes way too long. But you get good results, but I don't have that much time. So I could have all those triangles made again by the time it takes you to trim those all back down again. So beautiful bubblegum pink quilt. Bubblegum pink was very, very popular during the Civil War. And do you remember back in the day when they made these quilts, why do you see some of these vibrant colors? Why is this bubblegum pink so bright? Why is this yellow so bright and yellow? Is because they lived by candlelight or gaslight, or they didn't have electricity back then. So the colors that they used in their homes had to be brighter or you wouldn't see anything. So that's why you see the poison green, the chrome yellow, the pink. Like, oh, this might be my favorite now. I don't know. What do you think? This
Got an eye patch.
This screams to you, I bet, right?
I
know you like
yes.
orange, but how about pink and orange together?
Yeah, I think this is nice.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is called confetti. And I love how she used every color, every scrap, but then she mixed it all in with that chrome yellow and the bubblegum pink. I love the border. And the border is flying geese. They're not flying geese. Yes, flying geese. They're not, this is not a big triangle. These are flying geese. That's how she pieced that.
Very nice.
And these are probably 3/4 inch squares here. So they're like 2 and 2 1/4 inch blocks, I would assume. Yeah.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
I'm getting inspired.
Right? So these could be your leader and ender projects too, because you could be sewing a strip, a little strip of 2 colors together, and then you can subcut those later on too, instead of sewing all the squares.
Nice.
Very beautiful. Oh, this is the cover. Oh, the cover girl. Ooh, look at that. We'll show that in a minute. Don't show them that now.
Okay.
All right, so this is the cover quilt. I love green. Green is my favorite color right now. If you didn't notice that, my phone case is green. My t-shirts, I buy all the green ones. But this is a beauty. So I don't know the name of this block.
That's
But this is
fair.
applique on here by hand, along with all the patchwork. See the one renegade blocks on some of them?
Like here.
Yeah. So she didn't have enough to make 2 full squares, so she made a half square. That's so fun to find those things. All right, let's show her the back. A very traditional quilting pattern on here, the Baptist fan. Let's back up and show she put a block on as a label. And what does it say on here? World's Fair, Annette Plog, 2019. And these must be all the ladies who made a block for her quilt. How cool is that?
Very nice.
Yes. I love that they put that on there. And I bet each one of these ladies has a quilt too with the blocks. I wonder, do you think they made all scrappy blocks, or do you think they made the same block and then,
I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Did they applique a circle on there?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's applique on there. All right, so if you because we're live, if you just tuned in late, we did a trunk show for designer Annette Plog's book. Here, Time Honored Traditions. And we have a little deal on our website on primitivegatherings.us under new items, under Live with Lisa. There's that little deal in there. So that's what I have for you today with the trunk show. But what do you have? I see you have something. We're gonna stitch a little bit here.
Oh my.
So what do you have?
So I'm kind of a renegade. So they're
You're a free spirit.
yeah in the quilt rebel. There we go.
Yeah, oh, she's a quilt.
So this in the quilt box was just
In our wool box.
yeah and yeah the wool box.
Subscription box.
Yeah, these were smaller,
Uh-huh.
but I'm so stingy about fabric, and you give us so much fabric. So I was like, how do I make those wider?
Oh, so you didn't cut them down. You
No,
left them bigger.
No, and then I did just a piano keyboard, but only it's short.
And it's random. Random sizes.
So
Beautiful.
totally random, and then I just did the wool piece just like they showed on there.
Oh, cool. And look at the scrappy binding.
Yep.
She just inserted her leftover scraps. Great job.
Yeah, I did. So I'm gonna hand quilt this today.
Okay, so you hand quilted afterwards, Bob?
Well, no, not normally.
Okay.
I was doing a scrappy binding, and I need handwork for my couch time.
Okay.
And when Jim comes home, I'm not at the machine. I like to be with him
Right.
on the
I do
couch.
too. Yep.
So I needed some more projects around the couch, and I know.
The binding.
I knew you. I knew you'd laugh. I'm like, so I couldn't even find something.
And you're hand quilting?
Yeah, I will.
You're going to.
I'm
Okay.
going to. Yeah.
So do you hand quilt in a hoop?
I do, and I do have one that's just big enough
And you can put
to do this.
that hoop on with these pins?
I'll just take them off where I need to, and then I probably honestly wouldn't even need to finish it.
No,
It's
you
such a
don't.
little
You got the
project.
binding on it.
I just didn't know how many months it would sit there. I should be doing my thankful life, but I don't have any blocks laid down right now. So that
Very
was
cool.
fun. And then this was from North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. So we went on a retreat in North Carolina in September.
Right.
Yes.
I have
So,
all the centers.
Darcy, the free spirit she is.
Oh.
I did it on red. So we had this piece of wool. What did you have this?
I went to the shop just before
Okay.
we left.
Yes, because Darcy likes to do her own thing, and I love that she does her own thing. But look at how beautiful that is.
Yeah.
Right.
The red we got would be beautiful in a Christmas project. I'll use
Right.
that
Well,
too.
but your house is kind of
Yeah.
blues and creams, and the red would just be.
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll use it with Christmas projects and
Yeah.
stuff. I know I will, but so I thought this would be just fun. But this one, yeah, we'll see. But
So that's another hand project. Is that what you brought?
That's what I brought. So
Okay.
I'll work on one of those two today.
All right. Well, isn't it great? We had an impromptu guest today to join us.
I had no idea.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So if you have any questions, now's probably a good time to maybe throw any of them in there right now. Kaylee is monitoring. Jess is monitoring. We are going to be doing. We have a whole list of videos to go through. So Kaylee and I will be doing a lot of that coming up. So, anything you got?
I'm looking forward to hearing what's going on the building site.
Oh yeah. So if you are interested at all, I know some people aren't interested in when I post building information on my quilt blog, but if you are, go to my blog, and underneath the picture there's some little subcategories, and it's called the build. And usually, like every Tuesday, I'll go and load up some photos that I took when I was on the site. And today I went, and we actually have the ceilings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they're starting to cover it and close it. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I can go in there now, and I can like see and feel the space.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it first went up, I'm like, this is little.
Yeah, it's huge.
No, it's huge.
I put a hard hat in my car just in case.
Right, but I'm in the retreat house today. I'm thinking, this could have been bigger.
Oh my God.
But today was finalizing light fixtures.
Oh, okay.
And then picking out where all the outlets go, and to try to explain to these gentlemen, like, okay, wait a minute. We are going to have 6 six iron stations
Right.
for every 4 people. So we have 24 people or so. And I'm like, they need to be dedicated circuits. And he's just like, okay. And just to make that happen, he's like, okay, so when I'm ready to do this, are you going to come just to make sure I got it right? I'm like, you bet I am, because it's
Right.
important. Yeah.
That would be important.
So, and then other things like electrical plugins, like I'm doing tile in the dining room behind, like where we'll do like a continental breakfast and where that
Right.
stuff will go.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to see all those little outlets in my tile.
Right.
So they have this thing on the counter that flips up and plug in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
So he's like, I had to do this for another job, so that's what we'll do. I'm like,
Great
cool.
idea.
All right, so there's lots of building stuff going on, and the reason why Darcy is probably, about the building process is her husband and her crew built this house, so they are builders, residential, but so she's very interested in that. So I can talk to her about it, and she doesn't get bored, or I can talk to her about dumb stuff like, hey, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that?
No, I'm just excited for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are super excited. So you'll be hearing a lot more about the retreat house and the new warehouse and store coming up, because it's going to be done in about 16 weeks. Wow. I know. Crazy, right?
That is
crazy.
All right. Do we have any questions?
We have a request.
Yes.
They'd like to see that quilt on the back of your couch.
Okay. But it is going to be in one of my fabric lines and books coming up. But it is very spectacular. I know why you want to see it. It's super cool.
Pretty sure that's the one.
Yeah. Either that one or that one, right?
Mhm.
We can show them both.
Okay.
So these are, in winter, I decorate in blue and white for 1 month, and now I should probably start putting up
We should come this way so this.
the Valentine theme.
And don't let the sun on it. So
All right,
just kinda,
so
yeah.
this way.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so it's all on a diagonal. How cool is this? It's only 2 fabrics, a print and a solid. I believe the binding was re-put on at some point. The quilt is super, super thin, like there's barely a batting in it. But this is a new binding. This is not the original.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
But I will recreate this quilt in my next fabric line. Not next. When I say next, to you next, it's not next for you, but it's next for me. It's called Starlight Gatherings, and it is blues and creams like indigo was.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't get it near enough of that.
Right. No, that stuff flew off the shelves.
It did.
So this is the flying geese all on a diagonal. I just kind of set this. I didn't really decorate the house. I didn't put anything back in it. Some of my shelves are bare. Yeah, so we'll fix that. But just in case they wanted to see this one, here are those swing arms that we have on our website. So see how they work. And we have them 1, 2s, and 3s. This quilt is quilted to death. I'm so glad you came over to help me hold these.
Well, I'm glad too. It worked out.
Yes. You must have read my mind. Yeah. All right. So these are 9-patch blocks of stars, all set on point. And then you have your alternating block. But the quilting on here is over the top. Like Kaylee, like really get in on that border zigzag. Show them that border zigzag. How sweet is this? You know what my theory is on this? It's a long, cold winter, and they weren't getting any new fabric soon, so they just kept quilting.
Wow.
Right?
That is some tiny stitching.
Yes, it's very, very small, very elaborate quilting on this one. All right, do we have any more questions, Kaylee?
Nope.
If you want, Kaylee, pan over and I can show them the 3-arm that I have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you just get that 3-arm?
Yeah,
Oh, neat.
look at SM. That is some tiny, look at, they're over here.
Not sharing what they just
Yeah,
found.
yeah, so if can you zoom in on that?
Well, I mean, I see a little.
So it's cross-stitched.
here.
Very
Come by me.
Watch your cords. Watch your cords. All right, I'll come by you.
Yeah.
So has initials SMA cross-stitched into the back.
Oh, we just lost it. There you go. Oh, that's cute.
Right. And speaking of cross-stitch, here, I'll give you this. Hold that one up. I want to show them this. So I got a Christmas present from my friend Val. Y'all know Vegas Val. And her daughter stitched this. And she is starting a new business, a new design company. And it is cross-stitch. But her company is called Count Your Stitches. And isn't that beautiful? I love the simplicity of it, meaning only one color thread. And then how cool is the quilt blocks? Like it's like a full-size quilt, scaled down miniature in a cross stitch. How sweet is that? Like I almost want to make this quilt. So here's a star block with an X through it, and then the alternating block would be that little 9 patch, -9 patch, not a positive. So her name is Katie, and that's Val's daughter, and she just started a new company. Like I said, Count Your Stitches. Watch her on Instagram. Let's watch her business grow. I wish you the best of luck, Katie. I'll help you any way I can.
No more questions.
No more questions?
Nope.
All right then. I guess Darcy and I get to stitch now. So thank you for stopping in, hanging out with us this afternoon. I hope that you want to support Annette and buy her book. And just I just really appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with us today. So remember to like, remember to subscribe, and hit the bell, and it'll notify you anytime we post a new video. So thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of the week.